According to the latest long-term projection, it is anticipated that the cost of AMP will decrease to 1 cent by the midpoint of the year 2030. The projected AMP value for the years 2023 to 2024 indicates that the cost of AMP began at 0.0030 in 2023 and has since decreased to 0.0023, resulting in a 23% reduction from the initial value. By the end of 2023, the estimated AMP cost is expected to be 0.0035, reflecting a 15% increase compared to the previous year. Furthermore, in the first half of 2024, the AMP cost is projected to rise to 0.0038, with an additional increase of 50%. In the latter part of 2024, the cost is anticipated to increase by 0.0002, reaching a closing value of 0.0040, which represents a 72% increase compared to the current cost. The gauge 4 is in close proximity to both days and months. On Saturday, August 5th, the time was recorded as 0.0023. On the date of Sunday, August 6th, the value of a certain quantity was recorded as 0.0023. On Monday, August 7th, a gain of 0.0024 was achieved. On Tuesday, August specific date, the value observed was 0.0024. On Wednesday, August 2nd, 0.0024. On Thursday, August 10th, the value recorded was 0.0024. On Friday, August 4th, the value was recorded as 0.0024. Similarly, on Saturday, August 5th, the value remained at 0.0024. On August 15th, the value is recorded as 0.0025. On September 15th, the value recorded was 0.0027. On October 15th, the value recorded was 0.0029. On November 15th, the value recorded was 0.0032. On December 15th, the value was recorded at 0.0034, but on January 15th, it increased slightly to 0.0035. Looking ahead to the period between 2025 and 2029, there is an anticipated significant increase in value. It is projected that the cost will rise from 0.0040 to 0.0098 during this 5-year timeframe. The value has increased by 145%. The AMP cryptocurrency is projected to commence the year 2025 at a value of 0.0040. Subsequently, within the first 6 months of that year, it is expected to increase to 0.0049. By the end of 2025, the value of AMP is anticipated to reach 0.0052, indicating a positive change of 123 units from the current value. Looking ahead to the period between 2030 and 2034, it is predicted that the price of AMP will rise from 0.0098 to 0.0115, representing a 17-unit increase. Specifically, AMP is projected to begin 2030 at 0.0098 and conclude the same year at the same value, resulting in a net gain of 321 units from the present. The projected value of AMP for the years 2023 to 2024 is as follows. In 2023, the cost of AMP started at 0.0030 and currently stands at 0.0020, indicating a decrease of 33% since the beginning of the year. The estimated cost of AMP at the end of 2023 is projected to be 0.0032, representing a year-to-year increase of 5%. Furthermore, from the current date to the end of 2023, there is an expected increase of 58% in the cost of AMP. In the first half of 2024, the cost of AMP is predicted to rise to 0.0034, and in the latter half, it would increase by an additional 0.0002, closing the year at 0.0036. This final value represents a 77% increase compared to the current cost. The projected forecast for AMP from 2025 to 2029 indicates a significant increase in cost, with a rise from 0.0036 to 0.0092, representing a 156% increase. In 2025, AMP is expected to start at 0.0036 and increase to 0.0044 within the first 6 months, ultimately reaching 0.0047 by the end of the year, reflecting a 132% increase from the current value. Looking ahead to the period from 2030 to 2034, the forecast suggests a further increase in AMP cost from 0.0092 to 0.0110, a 20% rise. AMP is projected to begin 2030 at 0.0092 and end the year at the same value, resulting in a 353% increase from the present. The projected AMP value for the year 2023 is 615. The cost of AMP in the year 2023 to 2024 began at 0.0030 and is currently trading at 0.0020, resulting in a decrease of 34% from the beginning of the year. The projected cost of AMP at the end of 2023 is estimated to be 0.0027, indicating a year-to-year change of 11%. Looking ahead to 2023, it is expected that the cost of AMP will rise to 0.0025 per unit, representing a 35% increase from the current value. In the first half of 2024, the AMP cost is projected to reach 0.0035, with an additional increase of 0.0003 in the latter half, closing the year at 0.0038, which is a 90% increase from the current cost. Moving on to the forecast for the years 2025 to 2029, it is anticipated that the cost of AMP will rise from 0.0038 to 0.0068, reflecting a 79% increase. Specifically, in 2025, AMP will start at 0.0038 and rise to 0.0040 within the first 6 months, ending the year at 0.0044, which is a 120% increase from the current value. During this time period, the cost of AMP is projected to go from $0.0068 to $0.0098, representing a 44% increase. The year 2030 will commence with a value of $0.0068, which will then rise to $0.0071 in the first half of the year, and ultimately reach $0.0075 by the end of 2030. This indicates a net increase of almost 275% compared to the present.